Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. Now you may ask yourself, why is Dan's eyes so red? Dan looks a little tired. That's because over the weekend I was doing a lot of stuff for the Toys for Tot Christmas drive that we have at my shooting club. It was just a few long days of, taking donations and stuff like that, making sure the kids are taken care of because, that's what we should do. You take care of the next generation, even if they're not your kids, even if you don't know them. But the reason I'm also happy and smiling and kind of charged up this morning is leaked audio just came out of Joe Biden doing exactly what I said Democrats do. Promise you the world. Then, once they're elected, tell you, I'm not doing that. And he just pretty much came out point blank and said it. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to play you this video. This is on YouTube, and YouTube monetizes everything, so I'm going to play it. If a commercial comes in, bear with me. I'll try to skip it as quick as possible. So listen to this.
Completely closed call, so just want to remind you of that. There's no recording.
I'm the first person, black or white, who called attention to the fact that you were finding that there was the rate of people who are African Americans are dying was 3 times that of white people. I don't carry around a stamp on my head saying progressive and I'm AOC, but I have more of a record of getting things done in the United States Congress than anybody you know. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. There's some things that I'm going to be able to do by executive order. I'm not going to hesitate to do it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what Benita, you probably used to get angry with me during the debates, when you'd have some of the people you were supporting say, on day one, I'm going to executive order to do this. Not within the constitutional authority. I am not going to violate the Constitution. There is a Constitution. It's our only hope.
So, that's just a little part of it. But you know what? If Trump fails in his election lawsuits and Biden is declared the winner, this might be a very, very interesting presidency. Because he goes on later to say he's not going to make an executive order. You heard him. On day one, I'm going to use an executive order. And he pretty much just called people who do that stupid. Here's the problem. His vice president, the person he selected for his vice president, did it several times. Several interviews. On the debate stage, she said, on day one, I'm going to enact this executive order and that executive order. So later on in the audio, because it's a pretty long audio, so I just, that's a little part there. He goes on to say, I'm not doing any of that. No, I'm not going to do that by executive order. And they're saying, well, you have the power by executive order to do this. And he goes off. He's like, I'm not doing that. It's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. So maybe Biden is more of a constitutionalist than we thought. We all know he hates the Second Amendment. But even he's admitting he can't get rid of the Second Amendment through executive order. Because like he said, the next guy will just come in and say, hey, everybody can have machine guns, which is cool with me because it'd be good to have a fully automatic like AR. That would be so great. Think of the boom in the firearms industry because then you're creating a whole different line of product. It'd be amazing. So I'm all for fully automatic machine guns. Yes, Dan is. I'm sorry, I was just started thinking how awesome a fully automatic 12 gauge would be. Boom, 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 boom. That'd be so amazing. But he just pretty much came out and told black people, which 80% of black people, as always, gave their vote to Joe Biden. I see it on Facebook, my Facebook friends. F Trump, he's racist, and he's do-do-do-do, Biden's our only hope, and dee-dee. You know how liberals whine and cry. And black people have adopted that mentality, even though most black people used to be a strong, proud people. Now you just sit at the table of Democrats. But I will say, if Trump got 20% of the black vote, which is more than any Republican has gotten in over a century. So think about that, Democrats. You might want to look at that. And now that this audio has come out, and hopefully black people can see why it doesn't pay to be a Democrat. These people are promising you the world. Now Biden thinks he's elected, and he's like, you're not getting it. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. Later on in the video, he goes, hey, Hispanics are going to have more of a voting bloc than blacks in the next few years. You need to be working with them. That's what he said. So go back. It's a long audio, but go back and listen to it. It exposes, see, how they really think and how they talk behind closed doors. Because remember when I played you the first part of the video? That's Al Sharpton saying, hey, this is not to be taped or anything. So when he thinks nobody's listening, listen to how he talks. Watch how he performs on the debate stage or when he's giving a speech. He's slow and doddering. But listen behind closed doors, he's fast and sharp. Because that's the true Biden. Remember I said, people were saying, oh, he's senile and this and that, and he's losing his mental cognitivity. I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's just having to speak about stuff that he doesn't believe in. So when you make it a point, it's like, remember in high school when you do the debate club and stuff like that? Yes, I did the debate club. I did debates because I liked arguing. Actually, for our English class, it was kind of mandatory that you had to do it. So, but I would have done it anyway because, hey, that's Dan's forte. I'll debate you all day long. I'm a long-winded Texan. I ain't got nothing else better to do. But it reminds me of the SNL skit. Go back and look this up on YouTube. It's really hilarious. But it's a skit about Ronald Reagan. And Biden is doing the same thing. He must have saw the skit. Where this Girl Scout comes in and Ronald Reagan's doddering and he's, how many cookies did you sell? And then the Girl Scout leaves. He calls in his team. And this is for the whole, I forget what it was. Where they're shipping guns for money. Remember that with Reagan? And he's clicking. And he's doing major calculations in his head. Then somebody comes in for another photo opportunity. He sends out the crew. And then he comes back over and he's like, how's your day going? And you did that? Oh, that is great. And then they leave, boom, back on it. That's what Biden just did to the country. He stole a page out of Reagan's playbook. I'm going to come off as this unthreatening, old, doddering man behind closed doors. As you can see, he's a vicious shark. Even though I'm glad he said he's not going to do anything unconstitutional. Antifa, BLM, AOC, are y'all upset yet? 80% of black people that voted for Biden, do you feel duped yet? Because you've been duped yet once again. Even though Malcolm warned you about it, Martin warned you about it, you keep getting duped. And as long as you keep getting duped, you'll never get anything. You can even see during the campaign. What did he say about Hispanics? He's like, you have to approach Hispanics differently. You have to give them what you promised because they're not a monolith like black people. I did a video on it. And I said he's right. He's not wrong. He's right. Black people tend to be a monolith. 80% of any race that votes for any one party all the time, election after election, even though you live in the neighborhoods. Even though you know your mother and sister are probably going to get robbed, mugged, or raped walking down the street. But you still put Democrats in charge. And any black person that comes out as a Republican is a traitor to their race, right? We're coons, we're Uncle Toms. But we're not the ones being duped by people like Al Sharpton, because he was at the meeting, you heard his voice. By people like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. They become millionaires because you're dumb enough to believe whatever they say. See, I keep saying, right? The old black preachers, because remember, Reverend Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson, were responsible for keeping more slaves on the plantation, in this case, the Democrat plantation, than the slave master, in this case, Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, ever were. And it's still true to this day. We've learned nothing from slavery, folks. Sharpton and Jackson can't lead me anywhere. I don't want to hear what they got to say because I know it's a lie. I know it's a lie, so why bother hearing it? So, thank you for watching this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. I hope you had a good laugh. Black people just got duped again, even though how many black conservatives are trying to tell them? A black conservative perspective, the Heist Twins, MAGA Hulk, Ice Cube, Lil Wayne, Kanye West. How many people are trying to tell y'all, hey, they're not going to do nothing for you, but you still follow it. So, hey, go ahead. Enjoy yourselves. You got nothing. You're getting nothing. Enjoy staying on that plantation. So, thank you. Like, subscribe, share. Keep your powder dry and do what you got to do.